Welcome. This is, of course, hello, 1 Million Cups. How many of you guys have never been to 1 Million Cups here before? How many is this your first time? Nice, well, welcome. I think you guys will really like it. As you know, historically, this is the day that Marty McFly from Back to the Future comes forward through time to see what a pathetic wreck of a life his life has become, his terrible children, and his bully succeeding him. It's a dark future where there are horrible machines in the air and people are just consistently miserable. As we know, the future turned out differently. We've come into a future where every week, right here, you get a free cup of coffee. You get to hear about 2 great startups coming up with ideas that Robert Zemeckis would never have thought of when he was creating Back to the Future. And most of all, you're not miserable, right? You're not miserable. And if you're not miserable, a small part of that is because the organizing team of 1 Million Cups. Chris? Foliage as always. Delicious cow coffee, we thank them. They did not have that in the future. They have it now. And my name is Sean Kennedy, and I'm going to get out of your way and introduce you to MimArt, a pretty cool idea coming all the way over from Morocco. Sorry.
My name is David Hawaii. I'm a self-made product designer. 5 years ago, I was sitting with my friend at Cottonwood, there's that, and we were thinking about starting businesses like Morocco's industrial design and like pictures like architecture. But we never been to school. Okay. So 5 years ago, I was sitting with my friend at the Cairo and decided to start a business into importing Moroccan design from Morocco. And the shipping was kind of expensive. We started to think to make a new way business so we can cut off the shipping to bring stuff from Morocco. So what we did is we didn't have enough money, so we invested time. It's time before money. So what I did is I went to Morocco for 3 years to study the industrial design and the Moroccan cabinets. What we know is Moroccan design is always expensive, and if you want to get it, like you have to bring the whole team from Morocco to the place where you want to get it. And it always costs a lot of money. While design project like this thing is from Pretty Machine, it's a coin, it's always expensive, and nobody can afford it. It has to be custom made, and that's the problem. So what we did when I went to Morocco, I bought a CNC machine for $7,000 it was used, and I was contacting my friend and telling here's what we can do. So we were studying the market here while I'm over there, suffering in Morocco, North Africa. So we started working with architects, and we used laser cutters to make like wall art for like pools, screens for buildings, even stairs. We made this fireplace from 14 steel. It's we use the 3D models that we cut in the CNC or the laser cutter, and we made sculptures. We made stairs. So we just like involve like put the visual fabrication into the design so we can make it easier. We made metal doors. And then we started working with interior designers because, I didn't know what to make, so I just looked for people, they want to make stuff, and I just like proposed, I'm like, I can make all this product. So we made the sofa, we made like the headboards, ceilings, and in less time, like that ceiling, usually if you want to make it with labor, like Moroccan handmade stuff, it takes about 6 months. That one took us about 7 days to get it installed and ready. Of course, I started like looking for like materials that doesn't require a lot of labor. So I found this new material, the composed wood, which is green, like it's eco product. There's already colored, and once you cut it, and it's water resistant and fire resistant. So it comes in 9 different colors. You can cut with a CNC router, and you can make a lot of products out of there, like the headboards and all that. You don't have to paint it once you cut it as a CNC. You can just go ahead and install it. So we made tables for like catering things that we put lights on. We made like all the kind of interior product that you can use, you can customize it. So like here we made this out of corian and the new material which is the Acrobat. That's a headboard that we just added LED lights to it, and you have the remote instead of telling your wife to turn the lights off, you can just turn it off. So then while I'm using the visual fabrication, I start seeing these pictures like people like really took it to the next level in different countries. And of course, I've never been to college or school to learn this stuff. While I'm learning it on the spot, I had one machine. So I wanted to make things like this. And I found this architect in Morocco that made a little partnership, just like a friend, like I didn't have to pay any money. And then we started making product like that. So I made that ceiling over there. I don't know if you guys can see it. This is the pieces that goes with it. And once I made the concept, I can cut it all over the world. Like I don't have to take it. All I have to take is the flash drive like I did this morning as my presentation. So I can just cut it all over the world. We make 3D walls. If you guys ever see the 3D walls, panels. And then I made this counter for a bar in Tangier in Morocco. This guy told me that he wants a counter that he never seen before. So I'm like, yeah, I got it. So I just made it. And we made that out of steel. It's like pieces of steel that goes next to each other. It was like all over this rich guy's house in Morocco. So you want it on the outside. I made it ceilings out of plywood, which we didn't have to paint it. That looks natural, so we just cut it and we install it and polish it. So I worked in Morocco, and the idea that came about using cutting services all over the world while designing locally and manufacturing. Like if you guys have ever heard of Konoko, or like there's a couple of websites that they offer you a little product and they can cut them and see it like the closest cutting service is next to you. So I did cut things in Morocco. I cut it in Florida last week when I did the membership with the Tampa Bay Hackerspace. They have all the machines. And Bradenton, I went there and I cut, they have the machines that just, I got just a little bit at the Bradenton. That's my workshop in Morocco. It's a little workshop with one machine. That's the one I started with. 3D printers is just, it's not commercial, so we don't really use it that much. Just to print like an iPhone base takes like 2 hours, so we have to sell it. I was in Denmark representing Morocco in industrial design, and I met Princess Al Jawhara, so she wanted me to work in Saudi Arabia. So they booked me a flight and everything, and I went there. 1 minute. Okay, so I went there and I did cut things. I found quite services in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, and I cut things locally. So this thing right here, it's a custom-made carpet, which there's a machine that I have in here. I designed a machine that can like custom-made carpets. So basically, it's a CNC machine that we took the router off and we put the hand tufting gun in it. So just still the concept. That's ultraviolet wallpaper printed. So it's a new machine that prints on wood, on plywood, on anything. So if we can custom make all these things, I have like 30 seconds. We can Uberize the design by making the augmented reality and have our own library with products that you can just see a few words. Then you have a network of the cutting services. You just send it, they cut it, they deliver it to you. That's when I made it to the quarterfinals at the Creative Business Club, Denmark, and I met this guy Ted Soller. He's from the Kaufman Foundation. He's a fellow chairman, and he pumped me up to go back to the US. He's the one that showed me the maker movement and all that. So what we need to do here is I just want the Stampede makers to just rented the spot, so we wanted to have all the machines, so we can use the machines right here at St. Petersburg. Maybe you can create a foundation to improve design and just do like development and researches at the maker space. So we just use the local people. We can even improve design for interior designers and that. And the big idea is I'm going after idea because I have a lot of designs that it's a flat kit, like a flat bag and kit that you can just cut it and somewhere with no screws or anything. And that's my idea. My architect made that, and that's my idea. Thank you. Okay, I'm ready for this.
I wanted to ask you, how do you, because of the variety of the products that you have in interior designs or outside sculptures, how do you price your designs? Is it based on the time you spend, or on what you compare with the competition you had in Morocco? Or?
Well, really, I couldn't really find any competition that makes like all this kind of products because I didn't know what to make, so I was just like telling the interior designers and architects what you want, like what do you use? You make stairs, I can make you better stairs. Like, you know, we believe that the world is fully designed with tabulars and all that thing. So how I calculate the cost is I just calculate the materials. The concept, once I make it, I love doing it, so I make conceptual. I have like over 149 designs that I never even published, and they still 3D modeling. So I just calculate the cutting, I calculate the material, and the shipping. You can even use Uber to ship products. You know.
Can you estimate how much time savings if you were using the traditional techniques of building this furniture compared to the way you're...
Oh, like if you're talking about the Moroccan lot of time hand carving because they carve every day with hand. So it's as big as it is, you need a lot of labor and a lot of time. Like just one ceiling can take up to 6 months making it with hand. That's why it's very expensive. But with the CNC and the laser cutters, it takes a lot less time. Like you cut the time by 99%.
So first, you rock, man. These are awesome.
Thank you.
This is unbelievable. So the question is this: you want to duplicate this model and make it grow? So are you going to patent all of your designs and have some intellectual property around your designs so that when you send those off to X factory to get produced in whatever country, they're not going to say, "Thank you very much, we're working this off, we're going to produce it at a certain cost." And you're up. How are you going to protect that business?
We're gonna protect it by sending just if you're familiar with the CNCs or like the digital fabrication machines, like it takes G codes, which is all numbers. So in those numbers, I can add a logo to it, which is you can't even delete. Or I can patent it. If I have enough money, I can patent all my products.
That sounds like a cheaper way to do it.
Yeah. Like if I added the logo on it, once he cut it, he cannot delete it because all you get is a long sheet of numbers. XYZ, 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 so you can really find where is the logo to cut. So it would have a logo this time.
How does the design go from you can make a staircase or a carpet? Like what is it exactly? Is it like you have a carpet, you can make that using your design, or you can make a staircase?
Yeah, well, there's different machines that we use. So like for the rugs, there's a special machine. Like this one that made in Morocco, there's a company that makes custom rugs, but not handmade. They use this machine, and they do it. It's a hand done. They do it with hand. So we provide them with the design. I'm like, here, I want to make this. So they charge me like $400 to get a custom made carpet, and they use the machine. For the wood, I had my own machine. For the metal, it costs $200,000. So I just use the cutting services.
Could you leave that slide up and tell us what each of those products would cost on the market?
Okay, well, here's the thing. I've been outside the state for 3 years. I just got back like 2 months ago. And I had the cost in Morocco. So I know exactly how much it costs in Morocco because I haven't found the ultraviolet flatbed printer in Florida. Because like, it doesn't really exist that much, so you have to buy it from Italy or from China.
It's all right.
Yeah. So in Morocco, like this costs about, we print like 2 meters by 1 meter, and it costs about $30. But we print it on the PVC, which is plastic. It's not even like paper. And that's just the NDF. It's the cheapest composite wood that exists all over the world. It's just painted, and it had lights too. With that, the company provided us all the materials. Yeah.
What was the cost of the unit headboard?
That one cost me about, to make it, it cost me about $80 in Morocco.
And what do you sell?
I sold it for $300.
Nice margin.
And the rug?
The rug it cost me $400, but just like I would make like $100 extra because when you work with interior designers, they give you a lot of products at the same time. So you gotta like make profit. Sometimes I just gather everything at times too, and that makes it easier for me.
So when you put a label on the back, you put on Made in America or Made in Morocco?
Well, it all depends. It's gonna be designed in, like from now on, it's gonna be designed in St. Petersburg and made anywhere. That's the tag you're gonna have.
So have you approached IKEA to take your goal?
IKEA, I have a video that I don't have time to complete. When I was representing the Morocco in Denmark, it was I guess it's the CEO that had this station with IKEA. So the camera was right behind him, and when I got to the flop kit product, this lady tapped in his bag. So I kind of feel like he feels the threat from a startup. So the product that IKEA used, they use like a really cheap product because between the wood, it's not even wood, it's not even composite. It's cardboard, and then this thin like plastic all over it. And they manufacture wood in Poland, they sell it in Ukraine, they get the cardboard from Italy, and plus IKEA is started as a foundation, so they have a lot of money to just do whatever they want.
I'm interested in the story of, so you said you got back here a couple months ago. What, again, brought you to St. Pete? What resources were there here that helped you, that are helping you in the past few months? And, and why are you choosing here to start to grow this? Like, help us understand, like, you could have went anywhere from Morocco.
Yeah.
I mean, Moroccan design, everywhere in the world, they probably want this, right?
Yeah.
So, why St. Pete?
Well, actually, I was living here when we were discussing the idea of my partner. sitting right there. So we were sitting right here in downtown. I mean, we lived in New York and he moved here first. So I came to visit him 2 days. I went and packed my stuff because I was a yellow cab driver in New York City. So I just like, I have okay. So I packed my backpack. I came here and I loved St. Pete. I lived in Orlando for a year. I lived in Tampa for like 6 months, Clearwater 2 months, and I ended up in St. Pete. Well, I love St. Pete. I mean, I love it.
Well, what resources is there, and like to follow up these notions like the makerspace and all that too, is there something here that's helping you
Yeah.
out, and is there anything more that
There is,
CP could be doing for
There's
you?
all kind of museums, like Dye Museum, and actually I'm in the wall flooring at the Isher from Dye Museum, so I can, the crafts, like once I walk down Central Avenue, I'm getting inspired the whole time walking. Once I go back, I get inspired. I walk by the Boring Art Center, and every time they have something different. And just that inspiration, and walking down St. Pete, and walking all over St. Pete, it makes me feel like I want to give it here. And make St. Petersburg remember it, because I'm about to Uberize design if I get the help I need. So if I Uberize design, that means I can just use the current services all over the world. And for the network, it already exists. Like we don't even have to look for the machines. There's 100,000garages.com. There's Fab Lab Foundation. They have all the machines. They have Fab Labs all over the world. But the problem is in St. Pete, that's the only place that they don't have it. Tampa Bay has one. Sarasota has one. And St. Pete makers, they've been looking for a spot for like 3 years. Like they're looking for something which is not, So that's the thing. I wanted to start from here. Like St. Pete, they don't even have St. Pete makers. They rent it. I went there like 5 times. It's still closed. Contacted them. They wanted to for a meeting, and I didn't go because I was busy and I got sick because I was supposed to do a presentation like 2 weeks ago. I got food poisoning and I didn't show up. So we wanted to start from here. They don't have it at St. Pete. We wanted to start from St. Pete.
Great.
Okay, thanks.
Question. Taking off on your Uberize comment, can you comment on where your profession is going to be 5 years from now and 10 years from now?
10 years from now, if we get the app started and we get the advertising that we need, we can not just be IKEA, but be all the companies that have interior design, because customization is a problem. It's kind of almost impossible to get something custom made in the US, otherwise you'll be thinking about a high price. Like you want a headboard, you'll be talking about $4,000, $3,000, because that guy is going to make it and he's going to give you a story about it. So what we're going to do 10 years from now, I'll be like having the Fab Labs all connected to my application, and it's going to be based in St. Pete. Then we design everything from St. Pete, and then we'll just ship it to them by email, which is not going to require us any gas or any car on the outside, all that, so we're going to avoid all that stuff.
I assume you've done your homework and done your marketing as far as potential around the world of your product. Follow me so far?
Yeah.
Can you tell us, based on what you know, what is the potential for Moroccan design compared to other design? Because there's tons and tons of designs that you can use in your home. What kind of people want this kind of design? And where is this going on in the world? Follow me?
Yes, I get you. The Moroccan design is just the pattern. When you talk about the pattern, it's another 1 hour to just explain the patterns. The Moroccan design, it became the trend. I walked into Marshalls, to Macy's, so I find the piece that's from Morocco. When I go to houses, I go to eBay, Amazon, all this e-commerce website, the Moroccan design these days is a trend. And the trend because of the pattern. The pattern, how it's made, it's a long story. Back in the time, they only had a ruler and a canvas to make designs like this on the planes. But now we have softwares that will make it easier. It's custom made, so the Moroccan, you don't have to get the Moroccan pattern. We have different patterns. We have modern, we have contemporary, we have custom made. You can tell us what you want.
You're trying to get financial support too, right?
Yes.
Okay. To get financial support, you've got to show potential for this kind of design. You know what I'm saying? So you have figures like how many people want this compared to something else, or how much Moroccan design has been sold in wherever, United States or Canada or England.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't get no numbers on the numbers on the money, but I'm talking about the concept. Moroccan design is just a pattern. I put it here a lot because I love Moroccan patterns.
Right.
So I studied Moroccan patterns while I was in Morocco. I met the masters that they did it with hands. So it's just an option. You don't have to have That's not Moroccan.
Right,
That's 3D wall panel.
right. Okay.
That's not Moroccan. So you can have the design you want. Basically, it's just customization to everyone. Custom your thing. I mean, if you want to talk to Kareem Rashid in New York and want him to custom design your apartment using bioplastic, he had the cheapest apartment, $90,000. He had a headboard, little tables, couple chairs, little glass. So we can break down those prices because those people, they talk about design like it's something that they make people feel like it's something they can't get, which is, I have enough designs. This is just like 0.2% of the pictures that I have and what I made. And in metal, in plastic, in glass. So it's just, Moroccan design is just one side of the,
Gotcha.
yeah.
This lady's making her hand up.
Sorry.
Thanks. One, I'd like to say thank you very much for using the resources that we have within our community, such as the Tampa Bay Hackerspace. Bill's a great guy. I went over and I've interviewed him myself. They have a great thing going on over there. St. Pete Makerspace did move into the new spot October 1st. Eric Moulton is very excited, geared up, start getting that going within the community. It sounds to me the next best step for you guys would be linking into a soft landing, an incubator, or an accelerator program to help you get that next 9-day program to guide you through the market industry research, to guide you through the best way to implement your idea into the market, not just here, but also internationally. The next thing, the biggest question to you is, would you rather, yes, the price is to go and send and take your idea and have it designed in other cities, in other countries, can be cheaper, can give you more money in your pocket as far as a return of investment time. But however, the big movement now is a lot of these companies are bringing back their products that they were making in other countries because it turns out it's costing them more in the end. So maybe developing an idea to try to keep that business localized within the community, not just to help you guys, but also to help provide and sustain our economy, may be a way to gear it more.
Well, yeah, that's a good point, because what I want in CMP, I mean, when I talk to international, this is a constant idea that I had in my head, and I wanted to let it out. You know, I can't keep it to myself. In CMP, I wanted to have the first, shop that you can custom make anything for your interior. Because I have kitchens, I have doors that I made in 30 minutes with one worker. Like, you know, 2 workers, they put the wood on the machine takes 30 minutes to make the door. And you can custom make any door you want. You can tell me, put my name on it, put a picture, put whatever you like, you can put it on. And using the materials, because I've done a lot of researches on like materials. Like I didn't have a lot of money, so I couldn't hire a lot of people. So I had to look for something that's a lot easier. When I found Vacromat, like that colored wood that I showed you, that one, that gives me a lot of like options that like, you don't have to finish it. Like, just like if you want it like polished, you can stain it, or you can keep it like that. Like I put it on the ceiling, that I just cut it from the machine to the ceiling. So basically, whoever is gonna cut it, I can teach you how to install it. And plus, these things, like I try to design things that it's not hard to install, not hard to, so anybody can assemble it, like subcontractors, maybe a plumber, because I have some funny stories in Morocco. Like I got stuck in workers, I just got nobody, and I'm like, here, can you drill here? He's like, yeah, so he did it.
It definitely sounds like you're at that next step, but in order for you to really get any type of investment, you've got to have the overhead of a building put in, overhead of an employee put in. You guys have kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And I'm actually working on a voluntary project right now to connect individual innovators such as yourself to those resources, because without them, you don't know how to get to the next step. You don't know how to get over that challenge.
That's the thing, because I never went to college after high school, so I never walked into school. Last time I walked into SBC, I had something at Long Island University, like $2,000, and they told me, oh, you can't get in, you gotta pay it off. I couldn't pay it off, so I just walked away. So I went back to Morocco, that's when I started business. I went there, I'm like, I'm gonna do it the opposite way. And good for you, man. Good for you.
Amazing.
There's one more question.
So is your plan to make money selling art, or is your plan to make money consolidating art, sort of like a co-op in the agricultural world?
Well, to sell, not art, but the art of living, the art of design. So whatever I showed you here, it's basically more than one company. Like,
So they happen sort of irrelevant to making money, it's all part of the creative art.
yeah. So I mean, I design the products. I mean, I can design all my own products, and I can design custom made like once I listen to the customer. Plus, I have like right now, with the picture I showed you, I have a team back home. Like the shop that I started in Morocco was a hobby. There's 5 people working right now in Morocco. They're working every day. We're using the Moroccan Craigslist to just post. I made it easier for them. Post it, get a job. Some people are gonna call you, you're gonna come make it. So my shop in Morocco only works on wood now. That's it. So I made it like interior only, doors, kitchens, headboards, ceilings. So we can always like custom make the store what it's gonna be. Like if it's going to St. Pete, downtown St. Pete, we know what people want in downtown St. Pete. If it's in Morocco, we know the design they want in Morocco. If it's in Saudi Arabia, they love the Moroccan design, so we take it to them. And I even have a friend that worked with me, he made it to Canada, so he called me from Montreal last week, and he told me, listen, I found the CNC cutting here, we can do it here too. I'm like, there you go, that's another company. Any more questions?
Great presentation. You have a big group of people here all interested, so how can we help you get this concept to the next stage?
Yeah, well, that's let my partner say some of the stuff, because like I said, like, you know,
hello everybody. Good morning.
Hassan?
Thank you very much for giving us the time first, giving my partner the time to explain. This new, this is the $1 billion, called the $1 billion idea. I called out my friend, he's not laughing about it. Coming back to the question that Blake asked earlier, why we're here in St. Pete. This idea started in St. Pete 5 years ago. This wasn't based in St. Pete. It was not based in Morocco. But we didn't have financial support that would make it grow over here. And we didn't have the connection. We didn't even know about the greenhouse existed at that time. So basically, with $12,000, 3 years ago, we went back to Morocco. It just like was a suicide attempt, you know. You went back to Morocco. Morocco, it's not like here. You know, if you want to make the documents, it takes you time. And there is no such a Home Depot. And when you go to Home Depot, you get all the product that you need, and you make the product, and you sell it, and you ship it, and you do your thing with it. So it's much easier over here. Why makes that? Why why this idea is amazing? It's beautiful. It's a new innovation. It's something that is unheard of. Came back to St. Pete. Coming back to St. Pete. St. Pete is our town. We want to get back to St. Pete. You know, St. Pete have given us a lot. Besides, if you do the math, you know, St. Pete being one of the best artistic cities in the whole United States, right? So we want the headquarters to be here. We want it to be here. We really want it from our hearts to be here. We want to leave. We said made in USA. When the last time we said something made in USA?
Exactly.
So we want something that is created here using Moroccan design. By the way, it's only a small part of this idea. We're going to use all kind of design all around the world. All cultures can be fused together, right? And you can create anything. But the headquarters, what is it? It's in St. Pete. When some people will see our creation around the world, like online, and you know what online everybody, it's a small village now in the world. The world is a small village. Everything is known. So where these guys are from? We're from St. Pete. So everybody, look at the tourism, look at the, you know, the investment, look at the job market also that's going to be created. Now we're so happy that St. Pete Makers is going to open up. Can you imagine, like, it takes all this time for St. Pete to have St. Pete Makers? It needs it. It needs a lot of it. It needs a lot of stuff. So this idea, again, I created, my partner went back to Morocco, suicide, and he made it. He got the first startup business, first participation of the startup business in Morocco. He got the first place, right? That's how they sent us to Dartmouth. Maybe sent him, I hope it was with him, because I was really amazed by it. And then in Dartmouth, guess what? We get the fourth place, around 3,000 companies. And that was the first place. And he blown up the mind of IKEA CEO. And I wish that video, we have time to show you that video when he was actually talking. And the CEO of IKEA was actually really like shaking. You know, because of the idea. You know, there's a new word. You don't need to have these big companies to create and give us that low quality product to make. We actually use an eco-friendly product. We actually studied that. And I was studying the market here for the past 3 years. And guess what? Every time I talk to my customers, by the way, I work in Beach Drive, in a restaurant. Casey's person, right? It's amazing place, right? And I use my job just to get points from each of my customers, right? When I show them this idea, everybody would have no idea what's going on. It's really amazing. Yes, it's really amazing. But how can this be built and happen? So, and again, it's studying the market for 3 years, and we never went to college or anything. This is from our heart. This is passion. This is our passion. You know, we Moroccan. We were born and raised in Morocco. We came here 10 years ago. We're American, and we're proud to be American too. You know, and we love to give back, just to expand that culture and get it together. You know, get it together with what? With new innovation. So thank you very much for your time.
All for coming out this morning. So I'm up here to tell you guys about some fun events that are happening over the next couple weeks. You have Startup Exchange down in Tampa or St. Pete this time? Leroy Selman's in Tampa. If you're an entrepreneur looking for advice from all different types of facets, from IT attorneys, marketing, sales resources, it's a great place to go and a free resource as well. Also at Tech Garage down the street, if you guys don't know, they offer free co-working on Wednesdays for 1 Million Cups attendees. So if you're interested in that, CJJ is just a couple blocks down the road. You have the SBA Innovate Her Challenge, which is for female entrepreneurs. They are almost done with their sign up, so you got to hurry up and apply if you want more. Sean or Carly can give you some more information on that. Not on the board, but something we'll link to as well, is I'm helping to plan a scavenger hunt for the Friends of Strays. It's going to be all throughout downtown on November 14th. So it's going to be a fun event highlighting all different types of small businesses here in St. Pete. It starts at Friends of Strays shelter, and then we'll lead and end up right here in downtown. So if you have any interest.
One other event to add to the boards that I forgot to put up there. November 7th and 8th is Folk Fest at Green Bench Brewery on Central, or right off Central Avenue. It's Creative Plays, biggest fundraiser of the year. It's a great chance to come out, see a lot of arts and crafts businesses that are out there, enjoy some beer. The proceeds of the beer go to Creative Play. There's great music all weekend. It's our 9th year. It's a hell of a time, and I thought we'd come out to that too.
Just had a quick question. St. Pete Makers, it's a kind of what it says, it's a maker shop. So if you're looking to create this type of product, whether it be art, like they did 3D printing, they have all different types of kind of avenues you can use, but they have all of these big machines there for you to use. So it's a monthly membership. Yeah, you can actually join. They just bought a building right down the street in the Arts District. I don't know the exact address. I don't know.
It's right down the street. From
22nd and 5th Avenue.
Yeah, it's like 5th and 22nd.
There you go. And then you also have the Pinellas County Reverse Trade Show, which is opening up entrepreneurs that are interested in getting in government contracts. That's a great event for you to attend. But again, all these will be linked at the end on the email. If you're not signed up for that, you can right over the door. We send you 2 emails every week. One to tell you who's coming, and then one to follow up with a summary as well as a link to all of these events as well. So I'm going to get out of your way, and please give a warm round of applause for our next presenter showing you a scientific earth.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Jared Porter, and I'm the founder of Scientific Earth. We're working to connect the internet to nature's web by creating consumer applications using a scientific database. Our mission is to curate the collective knowledge of planet Earth and improve the well-being of people worldwide. The problem? Scientific information is scattered everywhere. There's different websites and different places that you can go to find different information. The solution? We want to aggregate the scientific knowledge for consumer applications. By doing this, consumers can subscribe to special offers and application features. Developers can subscribe to the data API so that they can create their own applications. And advertisers can purchase advertising within our network of applications. How it works is, first, we aggregate scientific data and store that information in a central database. We've been doing this since 2013. Step 2, based on market research, we use a central database to create applications for the web and mobile marketplace. Step 3, we build a community of users around each application, and users can subscribe to special offers and application features. The revenue model, we focus on consumers, developers, and advertisers. We hope to leverage a recurring payment system, hopefully sometime in the future. Right now, everything is free. How will we grow? We'll always have some sort of free entry or free access to our information and applications. Some of our applications are gamified, rewarding the users and encouraging them to continue to use them. Social networking and traditional marketing, just great ways to help grow the application. Right now, combined, there are over 124.5 million U.S. homeowners with pets and gardens. Together, they've spent $66.29 billion on the pet and garden industry in 2014 and 2015. Industry experts predict this to grow 24.7% over the next 5 years. Moving forward, we hope to expand beyond our current set of web applications. In the first year, we hope to provide mobile applications to the market. In 3 to 5 years, we hope to provide hardware solutions. And in 10 years, we hope to be providing mobile and hardware solutions worldwide. We currently have 4 applications available. My Tank Mate is an aquarium management application. It uses a network of information to provide the aquarium owner different information or advice on how to care for their aquarium. It also tells them what fish or plant species can live in their aquarium. Species Images is a wildlife photo sharing platform. It's a gamified platform where people can go and share photos of animals, plants, insects, anything in the animal kingdom. Plants growing nearby uses your location to identify native plants. And coming soon is Binary Gardener, an organic garden management application using companion plants and interaction among the species to create a better garden for the users. Please join the Earth's Next Evolution by visiting scientificearth.net or following us on Twitter. Thank you.
Can you describe for us, like, what are the benefits of using aggregated scientific knowledge in whatever it is in gardening,
Sure.
in your aquarium, whatever that might be?
So the first example is gardening. Right now there's a trend known as companion planting where people go and they use different plants to essentially benefit or pair each other so that you can try and get pests out of your garden organically. Different websites all over the internet might recommend for basil that carrots are a companion plant or tomatoes are a companion plant, but a different website might recommend different information. Colleges all over the country are researching this information more and more. They're finding more and more information, revealing what actually makes it all tick, and we're hoping to leverage all that. Yes.
With the aquarium application, what's necessary equipment-wise, hardware-wise, and is that something you sell? Is that a third party? Is it something that's readily available now?
All you have to do really is record your pH measurements. So all you have to do is have a simple water test strip, and you can enter those parameters into My Tank Mate directly.
Okay.
In the future, we do hope to have hardware solutions, hopefully implementing things like Arduino to allow our users to actually have the hardware solutions to automate that for them.
Okay.
Yes.
As part of your monetization, have you considered that your web apps would be embedded in someone else's application? So through partnership, you can grow some of your revenue?
That has not been an opportunity yet. That is not something that has come to light for us. I would be interested to know more of the ideas behind that. Yes.
Can you tell us about your data sources? What are the challenges of sourcing your data? There's a lot of public data that have been stripped off, but a lot of it's embedded in private databases and probably either want to charge you or want to put that at all.
Well, believe it or not, a lot of the public data is kind of along the same lines. They all have the same amount of data. The private data, as pointed out, is kind of a challenge. We are working to build partnerships with colleges and universities to make it easier for us to acquire that data. Yes.
What's your background and how did you come up with this idea?
I'm a software engineer with 16 years of experience doing full land development. I basically have a bad problem where I like to develop things because I can. The biological database, the taxonomic database of species that I developed, which right now, my scientific earth is supported by 1.6 million species. And that's growing every day. We have a system that automates all that. We're really working to help grow this, and I'm sorry, I blacked out there. What was the question?
Like, how did you come up with the idea?
I created a biological database and thought, hey, this is really cool, but there are tons of biological databases online. You can find at least 20 of them by a simple Google search. So I didn't want to do just the usual open source community contribution, biological database. I wanted to do something different. This was something that no one else was doing. And the reason that they're not doing it is because of the way that their data is set up. A lot of those sites use an EAV model, which is an entity attribute value model. And that basically means that the information is stored in separate areas of the database, making it difficult to relate this information. So we're using a full relational database so that there's no separation of the information. Yes?
I got a funny one for you. I read where there's 76 different species of aliens. Is there software you can use for something like that?
It depends on your definition of alien.
I mean, from outer space.
Well, that possibility is there. The math is there. Scientists have the numbers. They can come to an estimate. Right now, scientific Earth is focused on Earth.
All right.
Maybe one day we have scientific Mars or scientific galaxies. We think that would be absolutely amazing.
This is really interesting to me. So tell me, are you the only one? Do you have a team? And you thought about making money? Are you interested in making money? Is this a lifestyle business? I mean,
this is, right now, I'm the only one. This is a complete passion of mine. As I said, I've been working on this since 2013. I would absolutely love to make money from it. This is something that I'm looking to expand upon. First, we're looking to grow our user base. That's got to be the biggest challenge because we have to create the right solutions for the right problems to get the right users. Right now, as you can see, we have some great examples, but nothing really blows anyone out of the water. And we're hoping that Binary Gardener will do that with the garden market.
where are you located?
Where is it located?
Yeah, are you in the same?
I'm in the Largo area.
So with that, are you familiar then with the Florida Botanical Gardens and the Florida Botanical Gardens Foundation?
I am familiar with the gardens, I'm not familiar with the foundation in its entirety.
Okay, so the foundation helps to support in conjunction with the county, keeping the gardens in place and intact. And there's a boatload of master gardeners who are involved with the foundation. So if you'd like, I can put you in touch with the president of the foundation, because I know who she is.
I would love that.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm not gonna let you go. I like to love you. We have bulbs that eat all the plants. So in your application, did you go out there and look and say, bulbs are eating all my plants? And it's like, conservation costs us $1,000 to buy new plants. Right. She's an idiot, so. Is that something you can help us with?
It absolutely is. That's what Binary Gardener was kind of designed for. When I worked at a school, just kind of doing landscaping, the owners were very heavy on their use of pesticides. As it being a primary school, I wasn't big on that. So I looked for organic solutions so that the kids could actually go up and play with the plants. So you can do it two ways. You can either enter in the pests that you're having issues with and see what plants deter that pest, or you can enter in the plants in your garden and see what pests are attracted to those plants. And then the applications will actually make recommendations of what you can do to deter that pest.
Thank you.
Sir?
Yeah, is this something that you could use to fight the GMO products? Because a lot, especially these Koch brothers, they're real bad, but they've been putting GMO products near farms, and what they found is that pollination of that goes on into the organic farms over there. They've been kicked out of France. Other countries are kicking them out. Hopefully the United States is finally waking up and getting rid of those guys. Is this something you can use to combat against those GMO products?
While we can't do anything about the GMO industry, we certainly hope that this will deter people from having the need for GMOs.
Right.
Sir?
You were talking about gamifying it. I was just thinking of an interesting concept. Whether it be flowers or fish, you could like have 4 fish on the board, and you could have a word at the top, and you can try to match them. See if the person guessed the right fish or flower or whatever it is.
Right, like species.
And that would get them more interested in the different species and everything.
That's a great idea.
So just from hearing your background and seeing a couple applications and all, you're a software developer, you see these ideas, you see problems, and you say, I'm going to make a web application, it seems like, just paraphrase it, but they go after this. And it seems like most of the questions and what you really hit on, and something that got the widest appeal is, hey, like I'm planning this and bugs are eating that, or, how could you boil it down and focus on like what's one particular thing where your presentation be like, hey, don't you have a problem with this? Here's a web application that can do that. Where you've spent a couple of years since like doing these different things now, what's like the product? What's the focus? What's the, what are you going to be out there providing and selling? It just, I don't know, asking the question correctly, but it seems like you're on the right track and you hit on an industry people really care about. Now, how do you explain it in a sentence? If you have this problem, you go to this website and you find this information, and we might be able to, how do you
We haven't really boiled it down to the single sentence solution in terms of what everyone's been talking to and where we want to go. Right now, our single sentence solution is Scientific Earth creates consumer applications using scientific information. It doesn't really, tell us what problem that we're looking to solve. It doesn't really do a lot for where we are right now. But the one product that we are focused on right now is Scientific Earth has a network of applications, because we didn't want to create one application to solve every problem under the scientific sun. Some people are going to be attracted to my tank because they have 3 aquariums at home. They love their fish, they love that environment. Binary gardeners might have no interest in it, and vice versa. So we don't want to try and create an application where you're wondering, oh, where do I go for this? But at the same time, we're trying to create a network of applications so that everyone can have access to the same information.
Yeah, I understand that. I think that looks like you're presenting all this in the parent company with all these different sub-company ideas, but when we walk away, what product do we want to go interact with? What specific solution are you solving?
ScientificEarth.net. ScientificEarth.net is the main hub to all of these applications. It's a single account to every single application. You earn points for every application. It's the same email for every application. The images that you upload in one application will be available in the other applications. Images that get tagged as species will appear on the species page in our database. So everything is connected, and we're really pushing ScientificEarth.net. Yes, sir.
Follow up on his question, then is your most valuable proposition really your relational database?
Well, we don't know if it's our database or the applications behind it. Obviously, the database supports everything, but applications provide the usability. So I think that's a great question that we'll have to spend some time thinking about.
And as a follow-up, I have an application right now, and unlike asking questions, I actually would like to talk to you about a contract.
Okay, great.
I have a branding question. When I first looked at it, I had no idea where this was going. And it seems that you're in a biosphere environment. So you might want to think about having your main title have something that's more focused on what you're actually doing, which is, I believe, is more of a biosphere type of thing. Scientific Earth is like just everything.
That's very feedback. Thank you. Yes, sir.
I think you should try to hook up with foodbabe.com. She's very organic. She's been fighting it against the corporations. And also that show Tanked. They built huge aquariums all over.
Yeah.
So I think your application could utilize for both of those people.
That's great.
So what is, if I go on one of these, if I go on my tank page, what am I actually doing? What is that web application look like? I mean, I vaguely see what it is there, but what am I inputting? What am I getting out of it? What is that process?
My TankMate is basically an aquarium tracking application. So you go in, you create an aquarium, you can add species to that aquarium, or you can start recording your water measurements. And this is something that every aquarium owner has to do. Every week or at least once a month, they need to check their aquarium. They need to check the water parameters and they need to see how it's doing. My TankMate, as you can see, not only charts the information, but it will actually alert you if levels go too high or too low for specific species. So it really becomes a sidekick, if you will, to manage your aquarium.
Does it have recommendations or a way to recommend which products I need to buy?
We're getting to that point. That's actually the advertisers part of the revenue model. We're looking to reach out to retailers and hopefully be able to provide their products specifically for the species that we have information for. Certainly.
So I noticed, excuse me, on your website that for the 3 beta products you have, you're looking for front end, you're looking for design and mobile development. Are you looking for partners? Are you looking to hire people? Are you thinking about interns? Like, do you have a plan yet? Like, what have you been kicking around in your head about how you're gonna get those resources?
Right now, I personally am really focused on getting my business plan in order, and then hopefully at some point being able to focus more on the marketing of the applications, so I can grow the user base and then start reaching out to angel investors.
I just wanted to, plants growing nearby, and I think it's a great application. Would it be possible to transform it or to maybe work with another app so that when you walk around in St. Pete, you will get a push notification saying you can see this plant here or something that's a little rare? Because that's what people do, tourists when they come here and they see trees that they haven't seen before or plants that they haven't seen before. Is that something that?
That's something that we could do in the future. Obviously, there's more information required for that. A lot of our information in regards to locations, both from the USDA and other national sources.
Sir, possible to do something on your platform, we followed up on her question, similar to Google Earth, where you can tag a photograph to a particular location, so the person would know, hey, there's a particular plant, animal, something that's right nearby where I'm at, rather than just looking at that. This is over there, that's over there. I'm in St. Petersburg. I can go check these things out. I think back, for example, to the four-headed palm tree in Panama City, where I'm from. And people come from literally around the world to, if they're in that area, they want to see the four-headed palm tree. And so, somehow enabling that type of.
That's absolutely possible in the future. The way that the information is set up, we are getting location information from images and other sources of information. So as the network grows, we'll actually have more accurate information for each species, and we'll be able to implement things like that.
And maybe ultimately being able on the app to pull up your phone and take a picture of a tree that you don't know what it is, and it will tell you, well, this is this particular type of tree or plant.
And that's actually where we're going with species images.
Okay.
Species images, people can upload photos, tag the species in them, and then on the back end, we're actually aggregating and analyzing that information so that we can get to the point of, photo identification.
Yes, sir.
Do you worry about Google, because Google's indexing a lot of information?
I'm not worried about Google. They did make me nervous when they came out with Alphabet, when they did that operation, because this is something that is potentially in their wheelhouse. And I hope that, if Alphabet does want to do something like this, they would reach out to us first.
Good.
Yes, sir.
You have 4 apps, which I think of as a starting point. What inspired you? What's your inspiration for maximum?
I'm just an avid lover of biology. Plants, animals, astronomy, stars. I just love it all. My TankMate, I created that because I am I needed something to help me. Everything that I looked at, they wanted money. I didn't have money. I was already sinking money into an aquarium that I wasn't managing really well. So, you know, I created that out of my own personal necessity. Species images, it was just kind of fun. You know, once we added the point system in there, I'd be walking down, you know, a hallway or something, and I'd see them off, and I would actually stop myself and force myself to take a photo and upload it to the website so I could get points for it. That's not something that I normally do, but it was fun for me. You know, binary gardener, that's something that is a true passion of mine. You know, from working at the school and, you know, using organic methods, you know, I think that's something that everyone needs the opportunity to do. And not everyone is going to have the time to search through the information or even, you know, the time to fully understand the information and what the consequences behind it. Sir?
Go ahead.
Me?
No.
So I was looking through this, and I was looking at your images, and I think the point system is a great idea. I think having the thing on there where you can see all the things that users have done is a great idea. I think you need to figure out the navigation a little bit. It's a little bit clumsy in doing that, but for the people who are into gardening or aquariums or whatever it happens to be, that's a pretty solid community. So I would think that this opportunity for people to load in, get some identification, and talk with other people, etc., is a good way to sort of penetrate socially your client base. So I think that's very positive.
Yeah, the aquarium industry, there's, you know, a lot of people on it. It was a growing industry until the past 2 years, and it kind of started to slow down. A lot of the aquarium owners I've found, you've got kind of two sides to it. You've got the hardcore aquarium owner where you better have your pH levels and everything in order or get out of my house. Or the guy that's like me who's like, yeah, that's my aquarium. I check it once a month. So it's the hardcore guys, they're using the forums. They're all over the internet talking about the stuff. They're making special purchases and importing stuff and doing all sorts of things. But the people who would really benefit from this application, we're still having trouble finding the right places to reach out to them. And we're hoping that it's going to be in retailers and pet stores. Sir?
I kind of see your application here that you could become a consultant company and you could probably license this product to, say, a Home Depot. So when Home Depot sells the trees and the bushes and the plants, then maybe you can make something simple for the homeowner, but it gives Home Depot an edge over, say, Lowe's or anybody else, you know, kind of like a, hey, we consult with you, we keep you going while you're growing your garden, something like that. But you can become their consultant instead of trying to sell to every person. Now you go into let's say, a wholesale market like Home Depot, and then they put it out everywhere, and you're busy.
Yeah, and you know, getting ourselves in front of retailers and, you know, into the retail market and reaching those customers, we strongly believe that that's a key ingredient to our success.
Right.
Sir?
So what can we as a community do to help you?
Provide more feedback like you've been doing. You know, if you appreciate the applications or if you like what I'm doing, you know, please do sign up and join the newsletter. You know, we are looking for assistance with our business plan. We are looking for assistance with angel funding. You know, we are looking to really grow this, and in order to do that, we need a community. And you know, I'm a part of the St. Pete community, and you know, I really hope that I can have your support on this. Yes, ma'am.
Alright, thank you everybody for another great week. Great attendance. Marion and I were in Kansas City 2 weeks ago for the annual 1 Million Cup Summit. And honestly, all the other chapters are saying, how do you do what you do in St. Pete? Because you guys are like, we have the national recognition for you guys have a consistent, great group of people every week. How do you do that? And one of the ways is we say, well, when this thing is over, and you say, did you have a good time? Did you learn something? Did you engage something today? All you have to do is when you go to work or you go home, just say, hey, I went to 1 Million Cups. I saw this awesome presentation. It's free coffee. It's every Wednesday morning. So the way you can better help grow this community is first and foremost, just go tell a friend today, tell a coworker that this thing goes on every Wednesday. Beyond that, if you know somebody who has an idea or is working on something that may want to come up and present, we'll take anybody who's working on something innovative up to about 4 years old to come and talk about what they're doing. And if you've been here before, you've seen really early stage companies, you've seen later stage companies that are already looking for how to iterate for the next step. So if they go to 1 Million Cups St. Pete, just Google it, submit an application. We don't throw you up here the next week. We start you in a queue and we start talking with you about the ideas. So just because you show interest doesn't mean you need to. Also, if you're an attendee of 1 Million Cups, but are not interested to present, you can still come in to the 1 Million Cups site, register and put your company or your profile in there, and actually create your individual and your company profile in 1 Million Cups St. Pete, even though you don't want to necessarily present today, and it helps us get a better idea of the companies that might be represented in here. So yeah, check out the site, registered, and you don't want to present, still come on in and register for the community. There's other benefits you can get as a community.
Chris, since there was a change in the website, are the older companies in there, or do we have to go in and put our stuff in?
The older ones are in.
The older ones are in there?
Okay.
Thanks.
But if you haven't been there, sign in, check it out. There's more to do than just sign.
Oh, sorry, I take that back. They're visible on the site. If you go to 1millioncups.com/St. Pete, you can see the older presentations and who's presented, but you do not have a login to your website.
Okay.
Thanks for signing.
All right.
All right, I won't keep any longer. You can stop at 10. Thank you, everyone.